I'm Mike Tom, and joined by the three Heath brothers, all the way from North Carolina. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yes,
Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Now, first things first, for everybody watching on the video, why don't we say who's who here?
Right.
So I am Nicholas. I'm the oldest Heath brother.
I'm Clayton. I'm the oldest of the twins.
And I'm Christian. I'm the youngest of all three of us.
Yes.
Okay, the youngest of the twins, and all three of you in the group there. What's the age difference for the twins?
Yeah. So we're both
10 minutes apart. We're just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He
10
actually
minutes,
makes
nice.
a huge deal.
It is.
He does.
Good.
I'm the biggest, oldest brother. I'm the oldest, man.
Yeah, that's what he goes.
Respect your elders. That's what they say. But
So you guys are coming to Manitoba soon. We're going to talk about that in a little while, but you guys are making waves across Christian music, and I'm kind of curious, how did three brothers get singing together? Like, did it start in church, in the car together, or how'd you decide that you're going to form a band together?
yeah, so we grew up in church. We were all three preachers' kids. Our dad's actually still a pastor to this day. And we grew up in church. Our mom taught us how to sing like when we were super young, and then we would sing in church, do different special songs and different things. And then we used to live in Florida, and then we moved to North Carolina, a little more of a central location, and people started calling us to sing, the national anthem, different like specific things, kind of niche things.
We sang a lot of a cappella, especially.
Yeah, we did a lot of
Nice.
just the vocals. We weren't really playing any instruments at the time or anything like that. And then as we kind of grew up and got older, we started to write a little bit. And then, we were always doing gigs. But then when I guess we really felt like we started doing a bunch of shows in like public schools. And we've done over 100 schools now to over 40,000 students. And that ministry just exploded. And so from there, we were like, well, we want to write music that's going to be relevant to those kids and those high school students. And so then we started going in. I started writing in Nashville a little bit. And then from there, we've just kind of created our own kind of sound. And it's a little bit different than a lot of groups that you hear, but we like that. Somebody introduced us the other day. They introduced us as the boy band of Christian music. But we do have a ton of fun, and that's kind of how it started, and we're still getting started. I mean, we've only been touring for about 5 years now, I think.
Yeah.
But even when we started, we never like set out to be a group. That was never like the goal or anything like that. It was just God, like he opened these doors, and we feel like this is what he wanted us to do. And as long as God keeps opening the doors, that's what we're gonna keep on doing.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and speaking of like opening doors, you mentioned the public school performances. Tell us a little bit more about that. And like, are you able to share your faith when you go into these schools as well? Or they're just like, come sing and be quiet and get out?
yeah, right.
Yeah, actually, it's been amazing because so a few years back we were doing shows. There's a theme park in Tennessee called Dollywood, and
Yes.
and of course Dolly Parton, all that. So we were doing some shows at that theme park, and somebody walked by and heard us. And this guy had been getting into the public schools almost as like a missionary to the public schools for many years. And they would bring in like pro football players and motivational speakers, race car drivers, all that kind of stuff. And he thought it would be really cool for us just to try do one tour of about 5 to 10 schools and see what happened. And we did it, and the kids went crazy. Like it was an amazing thing, because you don't always know when you're dealing with most of the elementary school kids. They'll always have a good time. We were sure that we could maybe connect with them, but those high schoolers, they're too cool for Christianity. They're too
Yeah.
for this kind of stuff. But we were amazed at the response. Some of those kids, they would go, absolutely crazy. And then I was worried, honestly, about the reaction from parents, because we would hand out these cards. Now we actually work with a company who does Three Heath Brothers devotionals that we actually pass out in most of the schools. And we were really worried about the response from the parents. Well, the parents we did a show the other day in a very central location to a bunch of the schools we've been to, and we had tons of parents show up with their kids. Their kids beg them, but they're just excited, even if they aren't Christians. They're just excited that their kids have positive influences and role models in their lives. And so it's kind of a character building thing, but we sing Christian music. I talk about how I was bullied as a kid, and we go into that a little bit, but yeah, we
sing
basically what we sing at our concerts, which is Christian music. That's what we sing.
Yeah, I mean, we there's some
Nice.
stuff that we're very careful about. We never get into politics or anything crazy like that. But we try to go over the bases. Jesus loves you, and that sort of thing. And we just really try to encourage those kids.
But probably my favorite part was whenever we did a Christmas tour, we took a risk and we were like, what if we did a show that was nearby all these schools that we went to see who would come? And like Nicholas said, all these kids brought their parents. We had hundreds of kids from schools that just were like, the parents had never seen us before, but they just knew that their kids were excited about this. And 27 people that night like gave their heart to Christ. And so
Wow.
stuff that just because you can't do that in the school, like the kids will go online and find all of our music videos. If you see any of our music videos, we love jumping off a cliff and into the ocean.
Yeah,
and
we did.
Yes, I want to
Great.
talk about that soon.
And so the kids literally, parents will come to us. They're like, it puts them to sleep every night. They watch your videos right before they go to bed, and they go to sleep.
Yeah.
What's that like to hear that? Like
Oh.
parents are using you in the home to, I don't know, put their kids at ease and peace.
It takes on more responsibility for what we're writing.
Yeah.
You have to. We try to be very careful about what we're writing about, what we're posting, what we're doing, because it's a big responsibility to know that parents are trusting us with their kids' material on their iPads or whatever they're watching on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be up in southern Manitoba. Your shows are April 25th through the 30th. Bunch of communities. Starts in Killarney. You won't know where that is yet. And it ends in Steinbach. Don't worry. You're going to see all of this beautiful Do you think you'll have time to get into some schools as well while you're up here if people can? Or is it going to be too tight?
As far as we know, they have 2 or 3 schools.
They're
booked.
going to try.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
We're-
Well,
that's-
we'll pray for that because it's a little different in Canada too, like getting into schools like this, right? And
right.
yeah, we'll pray that God uses you and opens doors there for those shows. You mentioned your music videos, jumping off cliffs. Yeah, your latest music video, Into the Deep, includes you guys jumping off cliffs into the ocean. I'm guessing that wasn't your mom's idea, right?
Absolutely.
It was,
Or our dads.
No.
Yeah.
You're gonna do what?
Yeah.
right.
He almost didn't. He tried his best not to get us to do it, but we were.
He's our manager.
Yeah. He was.
You were committed, hey?
Yeah. And I was getting married 2 weeks later,
Oh no way!
Yeah.
and she was not happy either. But you know what? We got it. We got through it.
The
and,
Lord
um,
helped us.
It was crazy.
We actually dreamed about that for probably even before we really started touring. We were like, we'd love to do music videos. We're very passionate about film and all of that. And
Yeah.
so we said, we're going to do an underwater music video. That's
Yeah.
what we're going to do. And then I went to Nashville and wrote with 2 writers, and we wrote specifically for the music video.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did the music video with it. So it was a really cool thing.
once in a
God helped
lifetime
us. Yeah.
And God
Definitely.
really and God has used that music video just and that's what grabs
won-
the young people's attention because
right.
you don't know anything about the group, but then you see this video in the show, and then they're like, oh, you can have fun while you're a Christian. That's
that's kind of our thing is we want to make sure that people
Yeah.
are encouraged and they can have fun. And there's a lot of comedy in our shows as well. Like you'll
Huh.
definitely have a good time. We grew up going to Disney World and SeaWorld and all of that. So that's kind of where the theatrics of jumping off the cliff and water, we try to make it very cinematic and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Nice. Well, then concerts are fundraisers for One Hope Canada up here at a really important camping ministry. And so the picture you're painting for me, yeah, this is a good concert to come out to for the whole family. Parents are going to be entertained, but you've got the kids' attention right from the get-go, it sounds like. Tell us a little bit more about your shows and what people can expect.
Sure. Yeah, we start off with a bang. Okay. we have a lot of fun. Our biggest thing is obviously the message. The message will be prevalent throughout the whole entire show, but along the way we have a ton of fun. It is just growing up, we didn't really go to a lot of concerts, mainly because there were 5 kids total in our family, and we were always screaming and jumping around, and we're very extroverted and love to talk, and so it was hard for us to sit still. But the times that we loved going to shows were when it was Christian bands who were very exciting and very funny. If you can't laugh and have a good time, then I mean you can do that. There's still great concerts out there like that, but for us, we want to stay engaged and we want to keep it interesting, not
Yeah.
just for the audience, but for ourselves. So we have a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And,
And,
then there comes a part in the concert where, you know, and we do get very serious, and we especially for like us, we tell a little more about our story, because we have a like pro-life story that actually happened. It was a miracle that happened in our
So
lives.
we tell a lot of different stories about our lives growing up, the different things that we've struggled with and all of that. And then we give normally at the end of the shows, we give them an opportunity to give their heart and life to Christ. And that's been cool
Yeah.
because we've literally had pastors and people bring their kids and then message us later, hey, my son, he's been asking a lot of questions, watching your videos, and tonight was the night he gave his life to Christ. So that's what it's
Awesome.
about.
Well, not just a great family show then, but yeah, think about those friends that your kids have or friends that you have as adults, right? And bring them out for a night of fun, especially in these smaller communities in Manitoba. They don't get a lot of concerts coming through, so it's going to be a big night for them. Have you played in Canada before, you guys?
We have
never
been.
been.
No, we've never been
Nice.
to Canada, so it'll be an amazing experience for us. We're really looking forward
We're
to
so
it.
excited.
That
Well,
and
we'll get you some Winnipeg Jets jerseys to take home to Carolina, hopefully.
All right.
Okay, we'll get you decked out for the right
Awesome.
hockey team. And
We're excited.
Oh, yeah.
again, April 25th, the concert starts in Killarney, and they've got a number of dates. It wraps up April 30th. We'll have all the info on our app and website, along with this video as well. For people that want to find out more about you boys and get to hear your music and see these videos, how do we do that?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so you can go to, just look us up on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, Facebook, whatever,
YouTube.
TikTok, all of that. It's the number 3, and then Heath, like the candy bar, there's a Heath bar. So 3 Heath and then Brothers. And you look that up anywhere, and we'll show up. Just
Yep.
Google us, and our website's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for more information. And if you want to see our music videos, look them up on YouTube. And yeah, so we're really looking forward to it.
For sure.
Love it. One last question. What's it like touring with your brothers nonstop?
Oh,
Is it fun, or do you need some space once in a while?
it's really good.
it's great. We are very much brothers. Like, I mean, if there's something like a team or something like that, like we are very competitive as well. But no, we do a pretty good job getting
pretty
along.
good.
We have a lot of fun. And we do get into disagreements. We're not gonna lie and pretend it's all okay. We're perfect. But it is nice, especially when you're doing schools. We got finished with a week of schools, and we did 10 shows in 4 days.
Wow.
Do that. Yeah, you spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And so I think at the end of that, normally we have like 4 or 5 days where we kind of we talk to each other maybe a little bit, but we really don't hang out that much because we're taking a rest and we're getting recharged and everything. But then we're ready to.
I think
get
we
back
come
together.
out. We're very close. I think we come out stronger in the end of it,
Nice.
despite what happens. So.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Well, I know you got a show with Bill Gaither this weekend. That's pretty cool. And then up to Manitoba. Can't wait to see you on the prairies of Canada, guys.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
we cannot wait. It's
We're
gonna be awesome.
so
I can't-
excited.
I can't wait.
This is
Super stoked.
a bucket list for sure.
Yeah.